What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to discuss about variables in Java. You must be very familiar with this word variables. You might have seen this word in different type of programming languages. For example, C, C++, Python, Java, etc. Now, people find it very confusing when they see different kind of variables in a programming language. Today we are going to discuss about variables in a very simplified manner. What are the variables? What are its capacities? Now, to keep it very simple, we are going to assume that a variable is just a container or a cup. Or you might have seen many type of container in your home, like a box. Even this particular box can be considered as a variable. You can go to the kitchen and find different sizes of cups present on your shelf. It might be a coffee cup, it might be a tea cup, it might be a glass of for water, it might be a glass for drinking water. There are different type of cups or a container in which actually you store the real value that you're dealing with. Now the first one that you see over here is an example of a coffee cup. The next one that you see over here is the example of a water glass. Obviously, you use it on daily basis to drink water. And this one that you see strictly for adults is a beer mug that has a capacity of 500 ml. And the last one that you see is a bottle in which a wine comes. Okay. So as you can see, every container has different shapes, different capacities, as well as different names according to the purpose, right? So this one has 125 ml of the capacity, this one has 250 ml of the capacity, 500 and 1000. Now the second point says a container is useless until it contains something. Now what is that something? That something is basically your data. Okay. During the initial state, this particular cup is empty, as you can see, but now I'm going to fill it with coffee. Now the real question is that whether you can fill this coffee into this container, and the answer is yes. Why? Let's for a minute compare the sizes of these containers. So as you can see, if you want to fill this coffee into this particular water glass, it can be done easily. But the problem is only this part is occupied, whereas this particular area remains free, right? If you try to do the same with the higher capacity container, then this particular area is being filled. Let's increase it a little bit more. Yes, this particular size of the container is filled, yet the 75% of the container remains free. In this particular case, 50% of the container remains free. Now, if you try to do the same with the container of the highest capacity, only this particular area is being occupied by the coffee, whereas 150% of the container remains free. The problem is this: if you're going to pour coffee into the water, beer, or a wine container, then you're going to waste a lot of capacity of the container because the major portion of all the higher capacity container remains free. Okay, so you have to choose the container wisely according to the drink that you're going to consume. The third point states that every variable has a type and some capacity. Now, in our example, if you take the first example, the first type of container, then the type is actually the coffee and the capacity is 125 ml. And the next one is of type water, 250 ml, the beer 500 ml, wine 1000 ml, and so on. But it is not actually the type of the container. It is the type of data that is going to be present inside the container. So in water glass, we are going to fill water only so that the wastage of space can be reduced or minimized, because generally when we drink water we are going to consume 250 ml as it is the standard quantity of water that you're going to drink. Now taking the third example, you need to fill the beer mug with beer so as to reduce the wastage of space, because the standard quantity of beer that is being consumed is generally 500 ml. And coming back to the first one, the coffee. You're going to pour coffee inside the coffee container, and that coffee will be of 125 ml capacity because it is one of the standard size that we follow on daily basis. So you need to be very careful about what kind of value you're going to store, because upon that value your type of container depends. Now, the reason I took these examples, coffee, water, beer, wine, is because you are very much familiar with these kind of liquids as well as with the containers, because these are usually present in your kitchen or might be around you. So let us now convert these examples into the actual type of variables that you see in a programming language. Now in the previous example we have discussed about the coffee, then water, then beer and the wine container. But these are the actual type of variables that you see inside the programming language. Now this example is very much similar to the previous one. As you can see, the left one or the first one is of the least capacity and it is of type byte. And as you can see that the capacity of these containers are given in bits, 8 bits, 16 bit, 32, 64. One thing that you might have noticed over here is as you move from left towards the right, the capacity of the container increases and it becomes the twice of the previous one. As you can see over here, 8 becomes the 16 in short, it becomes 32 bits in end, and it becomes 64 for long. Now don't get confused if you don't know what exactly the capacity are, because in the previous example we have discussed about the ml and you are very much familiar with the ml capacity. It is very easy to understand the capacity in terms of bit, and in the later video I will explain you how to do it. Now, these are the four type of variables that you're going to deal in Java programming language for a long run, and most probably you're going to use the integer, the widely used type of variables. For now, this is it.